Hi, I'm Alex. I'm here from Somerset Libraries to give you a quick guide on how to use our activity tracker watches, which are the Amazfit GTS 2 Mini. So when you get your tracker watch, in this case, and get it out and switch it on using the button on the side, you'll see there's a QR code. This QR code is there so that you can sync the watch up with your smartphone. So you will need a smartphone to use this watch. There will be instructions in your case showing you how to sync the two up. So I won't go into detail how to do that now. Once it's synced up, your screen will look like this, which I've been wearing for a few days. So you can see there, it can tell me the time, it tells me how much battery life I've got left, and they do last quite a long time, about 2 weeks before you need to recharge them, and I'll show you later how to recharge. It tells me how many steps I've taken that day, what my heart rate's been like all day, that's a red squiggly line, and then at the bottom it can tell me my stress level if I want to measure it, the PAI score, which I'll go into more detail later, and also my heart rate, which is the 82.1. So that's the home screen, and you just press the side button to wake it up, but it also automatically comes on when you move your arm around a lot. So if you slide the screen to the right, it will show you some other things. So you can see it's shown me how many steps I've taken that day, and also how the number under that, 6 out of 12, is how many times I've got up and moved around a lot. So because I've been working at a desk today, I'm only halfway through my goal of 12 times. The orange circle is my steps, so the goal is automatically set to 8,000 steps, but you can change that. So you can see I'm not quite there on that yet today either. Okay, if you swipe again to the right, there's my heart rate, so it tells me that I'm relaxed. I'm obviously not wearing a watch at the moment, so that was my heart rate before I took it off. This is the SpO2 score, which is about absorption of oxygen. And again, if I'm wearing it, I can press measure and it'll give me a measurement for that. My stress levels, which is the same. If I press measure when I'm wearing it, it'll tell me to stay still and it'll measure how stressed I am. And the PAI. So the PAI is a scientific score that measures how much strenuous exercise you've done, and it measures it over the whole week. So the aim is to get to 100 over the week, and it sort of resets each day. And I'll show you in a minute how you can find out a little bit more about the PAI and how it's measured. You can also sync it up with your phone so that it gives you a web forecast. You can add an alarm, which is quite useful because then it vibrates on your arm rather than giving a loud noise. So if there's anybody you don't want to wake up next to you, you can do that. And you can also sync it with your phone to play music. And if you use Alexa, you can also sync it to use Alexa. So that's what you get by swiping it to the right. If you press the button to the side, you get more options. So the first option is activity goal. So there's the ones I mentioned, but it also has how many minutes you've been moving around when you've been standing up, how many calories you've consumed, how many miles you've walked that day, and also how many times you've achieved your goals for the last week. And if you press the I button at the bottom, it will give you a bit more information about those goals and why they're set out where they are. But like I said, you can change the goal if you want to. Okay, so that's activity goals. The PAI, if you scroll all the way down and press the I button, it will tell you a lot more about the PAI, how it's measured and what you can do to get your score up. So there's quite a lot of detail there, and it is easier if you have a look at that yourself, and you'll find out a little bit more because it's there's quite a lot of information. Okay, I'm swiping back to the left to go back to my first list of options. The heart rate So we've already touched on that. It also measures your sleep. So it tells me how much I slept last night, when I fell asleep, when I got up again, and my average over the last week. It records that based on how much you move around. So sometimes it records you at sleeping even when you're not actually asleep, as long as you're not moving around much. So it's not quite as accurate as the other elements, but all activity tracker watches are like that. Okay, the workouts, if you have gone out, you can, to do some exercise, it will record exactly how many calories you've done during that session, and also if it's something like running or cycling, how far you've gone. So there's lots of options. You can see yoga, indoor cycling, running, treadmill, walking, pool swimming. You can wear this in the swimming pool. Skipping, see lots and lots of options, and there's also more sports there. So if you click on one of those, so let's say I'm going for a walk, I press go, and it will start measuring how long I've been walking for, how far, calories, etc., etc., and then it will save that information for me. When I'm done, I can press this to stop it, the session, or I can just pause it if you're just having a drink. And it's said saving failed because I'm not actually wearing the watch, but if you're wearing the watch, it will come up with all the information about the activity session. Okay, so that's probably one of the main ones you're going to use this for if you are doing more exercise. Workout history, so you can look back and see how many calories you burnt up in previous exercise sessions, or how far you walked or ran, so that you can compare that. The SpO2 that I mentioned before, stress I've already mentioned, breathing. This is so that you can do controlled breathing if you'd like to. So if you practice mindfulness and you want some guidance of breathing in and out, you can use this watch to do that. So if I press start, keep calm, concentrate, now inhale and exhale, and it will tell me when to breathe in and when to breathe out. So if you're feeling a bit stressed, that's a great one to use. Cycle tracking, so you can use it to cycle menstrual cycles if you want to. You can have a to-do list, the alarm as I mentioned, and then there's extra settings, so you can change how the watch looks, the watch face that is, if you want to, things like that. So and here's what I mentioned earlier about things like syncing it up to the weather, Alexa, music. You've also got things like a countdown, a stopwatch, the Pomodoro tracker, which is a way of measuring productivity, world clock, compass. Oh, find your phone, that might be useful. So you can see there's lots of extras as well as the exercise elements if that's what you want to use it for. So those are the different settings of the watch, and really you can just get to all of those either by swiping or by pressing the button. If you'd like more detail on any of that, you can look on the app on your phone. So you'll sync it up using an app called Zepp, and that will give you more detail. So I'm just going to open up the Zepp app on my phone now so that you can see. So there you go. So for example, on the watch it only told me how long I was asleep for, whereas here you can get an in-depth insight into my sleep last night. So it's the purple bits tell me when I was in a deep sleep and when I woke up. If I click on steps again, it tells me sort of when I did all of those steps. So you can see I went for a dog walk there, and I can compare the steps compared to last week. Also, if I press that, it gives me the week summary or the month summary. So you can get a lot more information there using the app on your phone. Same with heart rate, with your PAI score and your different workouts. So basically the app just gives you a lot more insight into what you've been doing. I mentioned that I'd also show you how to charge it. So every watch comes with one of these chargers, and you simply put it on the back like that. It's magnetic, plug it in, and that charges it for you. And the battery watch lasts for at least 10 days, if not 2 weeks, so you shouldn't have to charge it very often. Okay, well that's my quick guide on how to use it. If you do have any questions, please feel free to get in touch with your nearest library, and we'll be happy to help you. Thanks.